Have you ever had the experience of
The opioid epidemic is fueling human trafficking in the Boston area, a criminal industry that has moved its operations from street corners to the web in recent years. Attorney General Maura Healey is tackling the issue with a dedicated human trafficking division.
Human traffickers are literally targeting and preying upon women in particular who are drug addicted. Traffickers will literally light up outside clinics and try to lure women into this industry with promises of drugs.
Boston police confirm that human traffickers are targeting opioid-addicted women. Lieutenant Donna Gavin of the Boston Police Department said, "It's a huge issue. We've had several cases of young women being recruited from down there near the methadone clinics. A lot of the victims have substance abuse problems. Derek Williams was a Boston pimp for 32 years, but he says he's a different man now, operating a program in Georgia that speaks out against human trafficking." He says the opioid crisis is dragging new victims into human trafficking.
It's causing a lot of girls that would not have chosen that lifestyle to choose that lifestyle.
Jasmine Grace Marino, who grew up in Saugus, was exploited for sex by her boyfriend at age 18.
It was horrible. It was hard, very hard.
Her traffickers sold her on Craigslist. It took her all over the greater Boston area.
From Boston to North Shore, South Shore, people's homes. I can't tell you how many homes I went in when wives and kids weren't there.
Now, 10 years later, all corners of the internet are crawling with human trafficking ads, from websites like Backpage to social media sites like Facebook.
All it takes is a trafficker to set up a posting, oftentimes, and then it's just a matter of people being online buying this exploitive sex.
Healey says fighting human trafficking comes down to cutting off demand.
This is an industry that is driven by demand. If people weren't buying sex like this, the industry would dry up and go away.
Dakir Warren of Seize Boston, a group that targets sex buyers, agrees with that sentiment.
Oftentimes what you'll find is that, you get the buyer, you get the pimp.
He and Marino believe the solution will ultimately come through educating men about how harmful sexual exploitation is.
Having those conversations among men who are buyers and really making it clear that, this is not something that is supported.
We need to have really good, transparent conversations with the male population starting young.
But right now, the biggest concern is helping victims. Grace delivers care packages to victim groups and domestic shelters.
I keep them in my minivan. I'm literally that lady in the minivan. If I see someone on the streets, I'll pull over and give her a bag.
It's one gesture towards helping victims see that there is a way out.
There is another life for you. There is a better way.
There is life after the game, and there's a way out for all of us.
The opioid epidemic is fueling human trafficking in the Boston area, a criminal industry that has moved its operations from street corners to the web in recent years.
For ending human trafficking, and someone who's doing a great deal to raise the profile of this issue, Advisor to the President of the United States, Ms. Ivanka Trump.
Thank you, Secretary Tillerson, for the warm welcome and for representing the United States with such incredible distinction. It is an honor to join you, Ambassador Coplage, and the entire State Department team here today, who works tirelessly to remove the ugly stain on civilization that is human trafficking. We are grateful for your continued dedication. Also here with us is Senator Corker. Senator, I want to thank you for your unwavering commitment to this critical issue. It is an honor to be here today at the release of this year's Trafficking in Persons Report and to recognize this year's heroes. Their remarkable work inspires action. Thank you for affording us the opportunity to learn from your impressive examples. Human trafficking is a pervasive human rights issue affecting millions, no matter their gender, age, or nationality. It is often a profoundly secret crime. One of the greatest challenges is to merely identify those trapped in modern slavery. Even conservative estimates conclude that some 20 million people around the world, including right here in the United States, are trapped in human trafficking situations. Terrible circumstances of exploitation, including so many young girls and boys who are victims of unthinkable tragedy of child sex trafficking. The stories of those we honor today demonstrate why combating this crime, here in the United States, as well as around the globe, is in both our moral and our strategic interest. As Secretary Tillerson noted earlier, ending human trafficking is a major foreign policy priority for the Trump administration. Over the past several months, the White House has hosted roundtables and listening sessions with victims, with NGOs, members of Congress, and others to determine steps we can take to better execute a strategy to finally end human trafficking. The President signed an executive order designed to strengthen the enforcement of federal law with regards to transnational criminal organizations, including traffickers. Further, he has taken steps to ensure that the Department of Homeland Security personnel are properly trained to combat child trafficking at points of entry into the United States.
Hello and welcome to another episode of your Human Service News and Information. I'm Hasson, Rashid, your host, and I'll be here with you for approximately 20 more minutes. It's excellent being here with you, and it's such a great achievement to come into your lives like we do here daily at the Cctv. And with that, I extend a universal cordial out to you, and that is the cordial of peace. Peace be unto you. Okay, I'm Hasson Rashid, and I said I'll be here for about 20 more minutes. And okay, before we get into the subjects of our broadcast today, once again, I'd like to remind you that the CCTV to recognize 5 social justice initiatives at the annual Backlot Barbecue. I wanted to convey the message, extend the message out to you that it's almost time, once again, for CCTV's annual Backlot Barbecue. You don't want to miss it this year. It's bigger and better. And some of the things that you'll be featured there will be Cambridge Area Stronger Together, Cambridge Public Library, On Path Forward, Invisible Cambridge, and MIT's Day of Action. Also, okay, there's going to be there's one more important item I want to bring to your attention that's being featured at this year's CCTV Backlot Barbecue, and that's Resistance School. Okay, so if you'd like to know what all these 5 items I just mentioned to you is all about, you can check it out right on the CCTV's newsletter, Open Studios. You walk right on in, 438 Massachusetts, and pick up your copy of Open Studio. That's the CCTV's newsletter, and it's the new edition is out from July to September, and it covers just about everything that happens right here in the studios of CCTV, and everything that happens relates to CCTV outside of the studios of CCTV at 438 Massachusetts Avenue. And there's one more thing in here I'd like to acknowledge the CCTV's production, production people. They call them cablecasters. So the Women's History Month panel, excuse me, wrong article. Okay, let me focus here and okay, rewind up here and get the right article over here for you. What? Okay, okay. That's excuse me, programming volunteers. They're called cablecasters, and we all thank our cablecasters who keep CCTV's live programmings running each night of the week. That's Istvan Levo, David Barser, Lisa Moe, Aaron Calvis, Wayne Robinson, Will Kurtz, and Daniel Demas, and to Kathy Cannon for her work on CCTV's video archive. So we all extend congratulations to our CCTV cablecasters. Once again, Open Studios available. You come on in, 430 in Massachusetts, pick up your copy, and find out what's happening right here at under the sky here at CCTV. Okay, once you got a special, I got a special announcement here for you. Well, anyway, it's the the Karen Akka Gallery. As you walk right in the door of CCTV, there's what is known as the Karen Akka Art Gallery in there. Artwork exhibition throughout the hall, from the front door to the back. And this time we're featuring My Dance. That's Haro Maya Akashi Fine Art Exhibition. That's from June 3rd, 23rd, August 4th, 2007, Karen Aqua Galleries, Cambridge Community Television, 438 Massachusetts Avenue, Cambridge. Okay, so there's a special note on this one too. There's a reception coming up, and this is happening July 13th. I think that's a few days away, from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. So you come and join the wonderful CCTV staff for champagne and wine. That's Masumi Dejoji, the Maiden at Dojo Temple, famous Japanese kabuki dance, drama, and mixed media on canvas. And I think Miss Hiroko Maya will be here too. That's a reception July 13th. So you come on in. As you come in to pick up your open studio, you can see this exhibition right on the wall. It's a great show, I tell you that. Okay, Hasson Rashid, the opening video, the videos that you saw when we opened the broadcast was a depiction of the atrocious human trafficking, or sex trade they call it, and that's happening right here in Massachusetts. If time permits, not if time doesn't permit. Today we're going to cover this more extensively throughout the rest of the year. So, but right now we want to introduce you to it. But I like to turn to I have some information to share with you on it. But right now I'd like to turn to the budget. The Massachusetts state budget just came out. Okay. So I'll give you a brief overview of the legislative budget for fiscal year 2018. On Friday, the legislative enacted a fiscal year 2018 budget that assumes less revenue will be available than initially projected, and accordingly provides less in funding than the budget approved by both House and Senate. The state budget is now our government sets funding level for everything that we pay for through our state government, local services, and transportation infrastructure, our schools, colleges, and universities, child care, job training, and other work support, enforcement of laws that keep our communities safe and our air and water clean, a safety net for when we face hard times, and the other basic services that improve the quality of life in our Commonwealth. So that's the description of what the budget is all about. But I like to, there's more detailed information on the budget. There are these budget items such as education, housing, human services, law and public safety, mental health, mass health, and transportation. But I like to skip that and go right over to human services. That's what we're interested in, human service, okay? The legislature reduced funding below the levels proposed by House and Senate for many of the line items that help support and stabilize families involved in the state's child welfare system, most notably cutting support for adoption and foster care services to $568.1 million, over $4 million below the amount proposed by either the House or the state. The total of the line items funding caseworker support stayed steady at $240.0 million. This total is $13.6 million, or 6% above fiscal year 2017 funding. There was also language in the budget creating an identification card for caseworkers and protections for caseworkers from being asked to share information such as home addresses or personal telephone numbers while on the job. Total funding for disability service, elder service, juvenile justice programs is below both the House and the Senate proposals, but marginally higher than the current fiscal year 2017 levels, between 2 to 4%. Disability service in particular receives the largest decline from House and State proposals, $25.6 million and $26.7 million respectively, due to various cuts across the most services. For transitional assistance program, funding is leveled with House and Senate proposal and 5% below fiscal year 2017 levels. The reduction is largely because of anticipated caseload. So we skipped the other line items in favor of human services, because this is your human service news and information, and I am Hasson Rashid. Okay, I like to. Okay, we got 44. Okay, we're gonna skip a lot of the things that I planned for you today due to a time factor, a time limit. But I like to go right on back here to this human trafficking issue, okay? And I'm going to tell you why that I chose to do that today, okay? So, but first I'm going to give you another summary of what human trafficking is all about, okay? Human trafficking is a form of modern slavery that occurs in every state, including Massachusetts. The NHTRC works closely with service providers, law enforcement, and other professionals in Massachusetts to serve victims and survivors of trafficking, response to human trafficking cases, and share information and resources. So, if you know anything, or if you think you know anything about modern slavery, human trafficking, or human sex trafficking, you tell somebody. Don't forget to tell somebody. You can either call 911, okay, and tell them that you're onto something about human trafficking, and they'll help you, okay? Or you can go to a website that's humantraffickinghotline.org, state Massachusetts. That's a human trafficking online.org if you think you know something about human trafficking. Okay, breaking news came out, and it's still breaking, about 4 people who were arrested yesterday in Boston for human trafficking. And they freed 5 victims. They freed 5 victims, so I don't have exact details on it, but 5 victims were actually freed, and that was a great thing because there are women, children, everything in this. And so I said once before that if you know something, or you think you know something about human trafficking, don't fail to tell the authorities about that at 911 or human trafficking hotline, human traffic hotline.org, okay? And another thing, several weeks ago in Boston, a prominent minister who blessed Governor Charlie Baker in 2014 was arrested Tuesday in Boston. Okay, that was several Tuesdays ago. Boston police prosecution sting ring. And Archbishop R.C. Livingston Foxwood, senior pastor at the Grace Church of All Nations in Dorchester, is among 9 men facing solicitation charges. And I understand that these charges related to human trafficking, okay? And it's a terrible thing. Even down in Washington, D.C. area, there's a problem with missing young girls. And not only Washington, D.C., but all along the eastern seaboard from Washington, D.C., clear on up into Maine. So, again, if you know something, don't be afraid to go to the authorities. Get that information to the authorities. It's very valuable, and they need it to stop these people from running children, young girls, women, young boys across the state line to engage in sexual transactions, okay? We will leave it at that for now, okay? I'd like to remind you that coming up July 16, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the MOSAIC Elks Lodge. That's right, MOSAIC Elks Lodge. That's about 2 blocks on the next street over from Cctv. And there's going to be a food yard sale, and Liberish is a Jamaican yard-style backyard. A Jamaican-style backyard party with authentic home-style Jamaican food, storytelling, island music, and games. The event will be held on Sunday. That's right, Sunday, July 16, 2017, from 2 p.m. once again at the MOSAIC Elks Lodge, 55 Bishop Allen Drive, and that's just about a block away from the summer farmers market, where you find all the fresh produce in season that you need. But let's get back to this yard food, yard sale, and Liberish, okay? That's the event will be held once again on Sunday, July 16, 2017, from 2 p.m. at the MOSAIC Elks Lodge, 52 Bishop Allen Drive. Okay, Cambridge, Mass. 02139. Local Jamaican actress, writers, folklorists, Marcia Fear will share Louise Bennett stories, and others are welcome to share Jamaican folklorist stories and other stories. The Honorable Louis Simone Bennett Coverley, and affectionately known as Miss Louie, is one of Jamaica's most loved folklorists and writers, and learn more about Miss Louie. Okay, so at www.youtube.com. So once again, yard food, yard sale, and Liberish at the MOSAIC Elks Lodge at the 55 Bishop Allen Drive. That's coming up July 16th. That's that's this weekend. Okay, I got a special here. I'm gonna but I don't have time well, because this event is scheduled for Saturday, July 22nd, and it should be on the other side of the Human Service News and Information Program, and that is the history, community life, and diversity of Muslim Americans in North England. Okay, this is we're gonna run this because we won't have time to do it next week, but I want to bring to your attention that the 3rd annual Black Muslim Psychology Conference is coming up down in Philadelphia. That's 3rd annual Black Muslim Psychology Conference will be held in Philadelphia Friday, July 22nd and Saturday, July 21st and Saturday, July 22nd. The event is being hosted by Black Muslim Psychology Conference and Muslim Wellness Foundation. So I'm going to give you the location because time won't permit us to finish this week, but they're going to be at the Commonwealth Chateau at Sugarloaf. That's Chestnut Hill College, 9220 Germantown Avenue, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Okay, so that's a 2017 Black Muslim Psychology Conference. Leading with Compassion is the theme of the conference. So if you'd like additional information, you can go to www.evenbright.com and get ticket information and other valuable locations on this event. It's a very important event for the Muslim American community, and that's 2017 Black Muslim Psychology Conference entitled Leading with Compassion at the Commonwealth Chateau at Sugarloaf, Chestnut Hill College, 9022 2020 900-220 Germantown Avenue, Philadelphia. Okay, I'm Hasson Rashid, and if time permits, we can do a lot more, but we just can't do everything in 25 minutes. We can cover a lot of brief information briefly, but we can't go into detail. But if it's God's will, eventually one day we'll be able to do just that, cover everything in detail. Okay, so I like to leave you with the fact that you should always keep your nose clean, play it straight, and don't forget to assist someone in need of your help. And we're gonna go out broadcast today and with some more information on human trafficking, because I want to keep this fresh in your mind, because you might see something or you might think you see something, and it's very important, whatever it is, to the authorities involved, and to catch some of these crooks messing with the nation's children and future. Okay, I think that's the correct way to put it. Okay, let's see if we can go back to this video. I want to have so much trouble arranging these things. Okay, let's try it again. If I made a mistake this time. Yeah, I did. I made another mistake. That's all right. Okay, we're gonna try to do this once again. Okay, hold on. Just be patient. We got enough time to get this going. Okay, once again, reception July 13, 2017, 5:30 p.m., 8:30 p.m. Join the wonderful CC staff and Hiroko Maya Okashi. That's Maya image fine art artist and photographer. It's going to be a big reception for her on July 13, 5:30 p.m., 8:30 p.m. And don't forget, now still time to get your backlot barbecue tickets, okay, at the Cctv. I'm Hasson Rashid. Until next time, I'll leave you with the cordial of peace. Peace be unto you. Peace and sanity be unto you.
Every year, 300,000 children are trafficked into becoming sex slaves. An average age for young boys are 11 to 13 years old, and for young girls, as young as 9 years old. This is happening in our own communities, in our own backyards. Victims of sex trafficking go through rape, assault, neglect, starvation, torture, false imprisonment, and emotional and mental abuse. "25% of children in sex trafficking are sold by family members due to poverty and/or drug addiction. As you can see on this map, everything that is highlighted red is where it's prone to happen.